Good morning, guys. Last night was really cold. I think it was even colder than the night before. And my propane, the tank that I was using, it runs out like 3 a.m. in the morning. I know it because when it start to run out, because I had the stove turned to the lowest setting, it started making noise. But it was middle of the night and I didn't want to wake up. So I slept through it and didn't change the bottle to a new one. So when I woke up this morning around like 4:30, my van was really cold. It was the coldest I have been in the van. I think when I checked, it was 28 degrees Fahrenheit. So that's below freezing. I think the outside temperature at the time was even colder. It was like 5 or 6. So it was say 20 degrees warmer than outside, but it was freezing in here. So that was the first thing I did this morning. I have 2 full tanks like under my bed, so I just replace the tanks, which only take about a couple of minutes. Since it's winter, and fan life heating is a big, it's the topic of interest. I thought I cover my propane and stove system. So where I am sitting is I'm facing the back of the van, and that is the front where the windshield is. And I'm leaning against the passenger seat, back of the passenger seat. And I have a lot of headrooms, a lot of space. My keyboard, my mouse here. And next to me is my stove. So this thing can move around. It's just sitting in a small storage tote. So I can move it under the bed. I can move it out of the way, or I can move it next to me. So it can go anywhere because the propane tank is very small. Propane tank is very small. It will fit in any space and I can push it anywhere. So the first thing you'll see is my giant cup that I made. So living in a minivan, right? That is something that you don't have, the running water. So that is one of the problems that you need to solve. Like if you have a coffee cup, normal coffee mug, how will you clean it, right? my first solution was, hey, use paper cup. Paper cups, you can get it anywhere. All right. Which I did. But then I found out the paper cups are coated with the plastic, and they are not good for you. The what is called PFOF or PFAF or whatever particles contaminated the whole world is coated, and every time you drink it, it's all going to your system and your blood. So I was looking for a new solution. I was like, what should I do? Right. So same thing. So for me, the simplest solution is the ones that gonna work the best. Same with how I was cooking. So I was cooking in I will show you guys later, the non-stick ceramic Dutch oven, which is not the heavy cast iron one, the light aluminum with the non-stick ceramic. So the advantage of that the pot is that since it's non-stick, right? And I'm a keto diet, so I use a lot of butter in my cooking. With enough oil, you cook it, you put it in your plate, and the pot is pretty much clean. So I never have to clean my pot. So I was thinking, hey, maybe I can get a coffee cup like that, right? Just dump it out. You never have to wash it. It would be nice. So I look for a non-stick cup, but there is none. The closest I found was milk warmer. The milk warmer, I found one milk warmer, ceramic coated. I wanted ceramic coated because I want to be able to put it on the stove, heat it up, kill all the germs, and not have to worry about the fume from the Teflon. That cup claimed to be non-stick, but it wasn't. So it sticks. After a little bit while, and eventually I was looking for a replacement, and there was no non-stick cup. There were a few that are non-stick titanium that were like $70-$80 for backpacking and stuff, but I was not gonna spend that much on a cup. That's small too. So what I found eventually is this. So if you look at it closely, right, it's actually not a cup. This was a little pot with a handle straight out like that. I just bend the handle and make a handle, and now I got a big cup. And it's ceramic non-stick. So I can either wipe it with a paper towel or just heat it up, sterilize, and kill all the germs. Never have to clean the cup. I was gonna record how I make my morning coffee, but like I said, it was crazy cold, so I was not in the mood to make a video. So let's cover my coffee cup. Our topic of interest is the stove. the stove is sitting in a small storage tote. It is one of those bottle top stove that you can buy from Walmart for 20 or 25 bucks. But in my case, it is sitting on a 1 pound, 5 pound propane tank that you can refill. So the attachment is a 90-degree attachment that you can buy online. It's a Mr. Heater brand. So what it's let you do is use the appliance that goes on top of the green bottle onto regular propane tanks. It's very stable, and it's the simplest solution that I found. You don't have to mess with any propane hoses or regulators, which I don't want. I mean, hoses, they fail. You don't want it failing in a minivan. So in this setup, there's no hose. The stove is sitting directly on top of the propane tank. And simple as that. There's nothing to leak. And it's very easy to light up. I need to get new oil. But as you can see, I have backups and backup of backups. And just like that. So this doesn't have to be here. It can be in that corner over there, or even under the bed. It can go anywhere. But it is where I use it. It's where I will cook, because it is where it's the most space. And the advantage of a minivan over bigger vans is that, let me tune it down to small. That this is enough to heat up this space or keep the temperature pretty constant. And another advantage is that, like, over the bigger van, is that the heating system of the van itself can heat the van very fast. And plus, with the stove running at a very small simmer, it can keep the temperature very steady for very cheap too, because you don't even use, like, the one 5 pound tank, which is a 1 gallon propane, will last you 3 or 4 days. Like for me, last tank lasts me 4.5 days. 4.5 days, and it's like $1. It's like just like $1 a night to heat the van, right? At the comfortable, keep it at a comfortable temperature. So imagine the whole month to heat is like $30. So that is a advantage in a smaller space. So minivan is like it will only work in minivan because you see, you need room. I mean, you don't want to be in danger, right? We are out here trying to thrive, not die. So minivan is a minimum amount of space that you will need to run a stove like this. And the advantage of a stove like this over a heater, I do have 2 heaters that can also go on top of this attachment here. I have a Mr. Buddy golf cart heater, which is the same as their smaller one that a lot of people use. I also have a Flame King catalytic heater, also spin on top, about this big. So it will work in this space in minivan. Those will work, but those are too powerful. Even at the lower setting, I cannot have it on like constantly. I would be having to turn it on, get hot, then turn it off, turn it on, turn it off, turn it on, turn it off. No, too much work, right? And then I also would have to change the stove, which is just spinning on, spinning off. But I mean, right? I mean, if you don't have to do it, you don't want to do it. Easy is the best. So that's the advantage of the stove, because you can turn it down really low, and you don't, and all you have to do is worry about is have it enough clearance. And the thing is, when you have it turned down really low, it's not making a lot of heat. So even to the panels, you can only leave like 1 finger width, and the plastic never get like, you can still touch it. It's warm, but it's not burning hot. It's not gonna burn and yeah, it works out in the space of this size. So the most efficient and fastest way, like this morning I woke up, the fan was like 28 degrees. I didn't know this because I was under my fleece blankets. I have 2 fleece blankets, so I was warm in there until I got out, and it was crazy cold. And because in the middle of the night the propane have run out, and I wasn't getting up in the middle of the night to change propane bottles. So in the morning I turn on the van, and I change the propane bottle the first thing, and make coffee. So in the car or the SUV, you will not have this much height and space to be safe enough to run something like this, unless you take out the passenger seat, and then you let it sit there, maybe, because it is low. The stove is sitting just barely above the tank, so it is very low. It is a foot, maybe 14 inch off the floor. So, and mean, for cooking, you definitely need more room. But for heating, I mean, here it's not even hot. Like, just 8 inches. I can still keep my hand here right on top of the fire. Right, 8 inches, no problem. So that is my stove and heating system. I do use the fans. I have a USB fans to circulate the air, help keep your feet warm. So that's another thing. So keeping your feet warm, right? There's a lot of videos about how to keep your feet warm. I know that is very important because I work in a garage, and the garage have a concrete floor and it's crazy cold. My feet was always cold. So I've been looking for solutions to how to keep your feet warm, and the best solution I found is wool socks. Yeah, the higher percentage wool in the sock is the better, and that is what I do. I wear wool sock. Keeps your feet warm. And like I made these reflective covering with the felt lining on the other side. As you can see, it's frozen. The windows are all frozen. The condensation from the warm air, they hit the cold glass and it is frozen. Let me see, anything else I want to cover in this video? Yeah, if you have any questions or comments, let me know. See you guys.